वाल्मीकि रामायण 82वां सर्ग युद्ध कांडम। हनुमान के नेत्र में बंदर पेड़ों और चट्टानों के साथ लड़ाई में राक्षसों से लड़ते हैं। अपनी सेना को गंभीर रूप से आहत देखकर इंद्रजीत ने कई बाण छोड़े और कुछ बंदरों को मार डाला। हनुमान कुछ भयानक राक्षसों को पेड़ और चट्टानों से नष्ट कर देते हैं। बाद में हनुमान अपनी सेना के साथ राम के पास लौट आते हैं। इंद्रजीत निकुंभला के अभयारण्य में पितृ अग्नि में आहुति जाता है। इंद्र के वज्र के समान उस भयानक गर्जना को सुनकर इधर उधर देखते हुए वानर सब दिशाओं में भाग खड़े हुए। तब पवन पुत्र हनुमान ने सभी वानरों से इस प्रकार बात की जो दूर दूर भाग रहे थे। नाश, दुखी और भय भी। हे वानर, तुम नाश होकर युद्ध करने का साथ छोड़कर क्यों भाग रहे हो? कहाँ गया तुम्हारा परक्रम? जब तक मैं युद्ध में आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ तब तक मेरे पीछे पीछे आओ। अच्छे कुल में जन्म लेने वाले सूरवीरों के लिए युद्ध से पीछे हटना वास्तव में उचित नहीं है। उस बुद्धिमान हनुमान के वचन सुनकर वानरों ने हर्षित और बड़े रोष के साथ पर्वत, शिखरों, वृक्षों को पकड़ लिया। श्रेष्ठ वानर राजन गर्जना करते, सियावर राम जय जय राम, मेरे प्रभु राम जय जय राम, मेरे मन बसियो सीताराम। जय श्री राम। श्रेष्ठ वानर गर्जना करते हुए दैत्यों की ओर दौड़े। उन्होंने उस महान युद्ध में हनुमान को चारों ओर से घेर कर उनका अनुसरण किया। उन वानर प्रमुखों से चारों ओर से घिरे हुए वे हनुमान जी शत्रु सेना को प्रज्वलित अग्नि के समान भस्म करने लगे। हनुमान जी ने वानरों की अपनी सेना के साथ राक्षसों का विनाश किया, जैसा कि मृत्यु के देवता यम सार्वभौम प्रलय के समय करते हैं। अत्याधिक शोक और क्रोध से भर कर हनुमान वानर प्रमुख ने इंद्रजीत के रथ पर एक बड़ी शिला फेंक दी। उस शिला को अपनी ओर दौड़ता देख आज्ञाकारी घोड़े ने उस रथ को मितवा कर रथ को दूर दूर तक पहुंचा दिया। वह शिला व्यर्थ ही काम में लाई। बिना पहुंचे उस इंद्रजीत और रथ में बैठे उसके सारथी ने स्वयं को टुकड़े टुकड़े करके भूमि में प्रवेश कर दिया। सैकड़ों वानर अपने विशाल शरीरों के साथ पेड़ों और पर्वत शिखरों को उठाकर इंद्रजीत की ओर भटकते हुए दौड़े गए। उन भयानक पराक्रम वाले वानरों ने युद्ध में इंद्रजीत की ओर वृक्ष और पर्वत शिखर फेंके। पेड़ों और चट्टानों के एक बड़े जल प्रलय की शूटिंग करते हुए बंदरों ने अपने दुश्मनों का विनाश किया। वह भिन्न उच्च स्वरों में दहाड़ते हैं। वह अत्यंत भयानक रूप वाले दैत्य वृक्षों से बलपूर्वक पीट पीट कर युद्ध क्षेत्र में व्याकुल होकर विचरण करने लगे। अपनी सेना को वानरों द्वारा पीड़ित देखकर क्रोध इंद्रजीत ने अपने अस्त्र शस्त्र लेकर शत्रुओं की ओर प्रस्थान किया। मैं बीच में एक प्रसंग भी सुनाता हूँ। ये वाल्मीकि रामायण बहुत लंबी है। इसके जो लिखाड़ी हैं, जो लिखते हैं, 5 कांड तक तो मेरे से कोई पैसा नहीं मांगा। जब 6वां कांड आ गया युद्ध कांडम, तो मेरे को सामग्री देनी बंद कर दी ताकि मैं ये बोल ना सकूं, रामायण जी सुना ना सकूं। क्योंकि मैं संकल्प करता हूं पहले, चाहे रामचरितमानस हो, तुलसीदास जी की रामायण, चाहे ये वाल्मीकि जी रामायण हो, ये मैं पहली बार ही पढ़ रहा हूँ। ये इतनी लंबी है रामायण जी, छोटी छोटी निकी निकी बात, ब्रीक ब्रीक बात बहुत डिटेल में लंबी तरह लिखी है। सुनने वाला भी थोड़ा सा उत्साह नहीं होता, देखता इतनी लंबी कहानी टाइम नहीं है किसी के पास। तो एक किसी मेरे सज्जन का, मित्र का मेरे को मैसेज आया, ये क्या है, व्हाट इज दिस? मैं हंस पड़ा। मैं कहा ये वाल्मीकि रामायण है मित्रों, ये मैं अपने नहीं सुना रहा हूँ। गूगल में, यूट्यूब पे जाकर मैं जैसे वहां लिखी होती है उसी को पढ़ के सुनाता हूँ। ये सुनानी उसको ही चाहिए जो उसका असली सहभागी है, जो मतलब के राम जी को मानता है, शिव शंकर भोलेनाथ को मानता है। दूसरे को ये कथा सुनानी नहीं चाहिए। तो उसको मैंने बोला, मैं कहा मेरे को तो लाइक भी नहीं मिलते भाई, व्यू भी नहीं आ रहे, तो आपने ऐसे कैसे कर, नहीं कहता मैं व्यू दूंगा आपको। ऐसे होता है। अब मेरे को प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, हिंदी में मेरे को आ नहीं रहा, जैसे मैं पहले पढ़ता था वो मेरे पास मटेरियल नहीं मिल रहा गूगल से। तो फिर उसमें इंग्लिश वर्जन है थोड़ा सा, तो मेरे को इंग्लिश में फिर वो पढ़ना पड़ता है, क्योंकि मैंने संकल्प किया है वाल्मीकि रामायण तब हो तो डालना ही डालना है, जैसे मर्जी हो। मेरे 2 अध्याय छूट गए, 27 और 30, उसका भी मैं मटेरियल ढूंढ कर कहीं से एक दिन वो 2 अध्याय भी बीच में 2 सर्ग भी युद्ध कांड के जरूर डालने, मेरे को याद है। और बाकी मैं किसी ना किसी तरह मेहनत करके ढूंढता हूँ। तो मेरे को अफसोस है, कोई लोग ऐसे भी करते हैं, पर उनको भी फंड चाहिए होता है, पर मेरे पास तो फंड है नहीं जो मैं उनको दे सकूं। मैं तो एक अलंगन ही दे सकता हूँ, जैसे राम जी ने हनुमान जी को कहा, हनुमान जी मेरे पास देने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, आप लंका का दहन करके आए हो, प्रिय सीता का समाचार लेके आए हो, मेरे को चूड़ामणि दिया सीता से लाकर, संदेश दिया है। मैं नाम तो बहुत बड़ा देना चाहता हूँ, मेरे पास है कुछ नहीं, तो मेरे पास एक चीज है, वो है आलिंगन। भगवान राम ने हनुमान जी को अपने गले से, हृदय से लगा लिया, आलिंगन किया। मैं भी आलिंगन ही कर सकता हूँ, हृदय से लगा सकता हूँ अपने भक्तों को, और माफी मांग सकता हूँ। इसी प्रकार मैं अपना वाल्मीकि रामायण जब खत्म हो जाएगी, भोग डलेगा, अभी काफी तो बहुत लंबा प्रोसेस है, 4-5 महीने लगते हैं वाल्मीकि रामायण का भोग डालने के लिए। सुंदरकांड वाल्मीकि जी का सुंदरकांडम 15-16 घंटे लगते हैं पाठ करने में, और जो सुंदरकांड है रामचरितमानस तुलसीदास जी का, उसको 40-42 मिनट लगते हैं। वो मैं शनिवार और कोशिश करता हूँ मंगलवार जरूर पढ़ूं, और भगवान की कृपा होती है शिव शंकर भोलेनाथ की, वो मेरे हृदय में रहकर मेरे को जैसी प्रेरणा देते हैं मैं वैसा ही करता हूँ। आज कोई इससे भी जरूरी काम था और भी पाठ करने थे, तो मेरे को देर होगी, तो फिर मेरे पाठ जुड़ जाते हैं, उसको मेरे को फिर इकट्ठे करने पड़ते हैं। मैं कोशिश करता हूँ, सबसे बड़ी मेरी जो ड्यूटी है यही है, पाठ करना, और मेरी कोई ड्यूटी नहीं, किसी को मैं इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं देता, ना मैं किसी से मिलने की कोशिश करता हूँ। किसी को काम हो मेरे से संपर्क करता है, मैं उसका काम अवश्य ही करता हूँ। इतना ही कहता हुआ जय श्री राम। वाल्मीकि रामायण का युद्ध कांडम का 82वां सर्ग चल रहा है। उस दृढ़ प्रकर्मी इंद्रजीत ने अपनी सेना के साथ बहुत से बाण छोड़कर बहुत से वानरों को मार डाला। युद्ध में इंद्रजीत के सैनिकों ने भी मिसाइलें, तलवारों, तेज धार वाले भालों और सोलों के समान छिपे हुए हथियारों की नोक वाले बंदरों को मार डाला। शक्तिशाली हनुमान ने 7 वृक्षों के साथ भयानक कर्म करने वाले राक्षसों के बीच तबाही मचाई, जो चट्टानों के समान उत्कृष्ट टड्डी और शाखाओं से प्रतिष्ठित थे। शत्रुतापूर्ण सेना को पीछे हटाकर हनुमान जी ने उन वानरों से इस प्रकार कहा, पीछे हटो, इस सेना को अब हमारे द्वारा जीतने की अवस्था नहीं है। वह सीता जिसके लिए हम अब तक राम को प्रसन्न करने की इच्छा से लड़े हैं, जीतने के विशेष प्रयास कर रहे हैं, अपने जीवन के खतरे में डालकर मारे गए हैं। राम और यहाँ तक कि सुग्रीव को इस मामले के बारे में सूचित करते हुए हम वह करेंगे जो वह दोनों बदले में करने को तैयार हैं। इस प्रकार कहकर सब वानरों को रोका। वानर हनुमान जी बिना किसी भय के अपनी सेना से धीरे धीरे पीछे हटे। हनुमान को उस स्थान की ओर कर देखकर जहाँ राम थे, दुष्मन इंद्रजीत नुकुंभला नामक एक अभयारण्य में गए, जो पितर अग्नि में आहुति डालने की मांग कर रहे थे। निकुंभला में पहुंचकर इंद्रजीत ने पवित्र अग्नि में आहुति डाली। तत्पश्चात सुदैत्या द्वारा यज्ञ स्थल पर पहुंचने पर प्रसन्न होते हुए मांस और रक्त की हुति को भस्म करने पर यज्ञ प्रज्वलित हो गया। रक्त की आहुतियां से प्रसन्न होने पर अत्यधिक तीव्र अग्नि शाम के सूर्य की तरह लपटों में लिपटी हुई दिखाई दी। फिर इंद्रजीत ने राक्षसों की समृद्धि के लिए अनुष्ठानों के प्रदर्शन की तकनीक से अच्छी तरह वाकफ होकर शास्त्रों के अनुसार आहुति डाली। ये देखकर वह दैत्य जो बड़े बड़े युद्धों में विवेक और अधर्म को जानते थे, बड़ी बड़ी ढेरियों में इंद्रजीत की ओर से खड़े हो गए। इस प्रकार ये भारत की पहली महाकाव्य कविता वाल्मीकि रामायण के युद्ध कांड का 82वां अध्याय समाप्त हुआ। युद्ध कांडम वाल्मीकि रामायण 83वां सर्ग। इन इंग्लिश Introduction. Hanuman with his army approaches Rama and informs him that Indrajit has killed Sita. Rama faints away upon hearing that. He uses the monkey sprinkle water on Rama so that he regains consciousness. Then Lakshmana embraces Rama and discusses with him the roles of vice and virtue in life. After consoling Rama, Lakshmana prepares for a fight with Indrajit. On hearing that great tumult of battle between demons and monkeys, Rama spoke to Jaman as follows. O excellent Jaman, from the way in which a very great, terrible, rattling sound of arms is heard, it seems an exceedingly difficult feat has been performed by Hanuman. It is certain, O Lord of bears, therefore, accompanied by your own army, go and quickly extend your help to that Hanuman who is fighting. Saying, yes, so be it, and surrounded by his own army, Jamvana came to the western gate where the monkey Hanuman was. Thereupon Javan saw Hanuman coming with monkeys who had given fight and were signing on account of grief caused by the destruction of Sita. Seeing that terrible army of bears looking like a dark cloud on their way, ready to perform battle and effectively intercepting it, Hanuman retreated them all, quickly seeking the presence of Rama with that army. The highly illustrious Hanuman with sorrow spoke the following words to Rama. While we who were carrying on the battle stood looking on, Indrajit, the son of Ravana, killed Sita in front of us, even though she continued to weep. O destroyer of enemies, on seeing her with my distressed mind, I felt sad. I came to report the evil to you. Hearing those words of Hanumana, Rama then was agitated with grief and fell down on the ground like a tree with its bottom chopped off. On seeing that Rama, who with the semblance of God, falling on the ground, the chiefs of the monkeys came bouncing from all sides and rushed towards him. They sprinkled him with water fragrant with scent of lotuses and lilies, as one would sprinkle an inextinguishable as one would sprinkle an inextinguishable fire which has just flared up suddenly and is burning all. Then the highly lamenting Lakshmana, having embraced that ailing Rama in his arms, spoke the following meaningful words, endowed with reason. O venerable brother, virtue cannot save you, who are sticking to the noble path and who have subdued the senses from adversities and is hence useless. Just as inanimate and animate Beings are visible, likewise virtue and vice are not visible. Therefore, my opinion is that virtue is non-existent. Even as inanimate beings and animate beings are expressly visible, likewise this form of virtue of vice is not established. For in that case, a virtuous man like you would not have this misfortune. If unrighteousness had been effective, Ravana should have obtained the hell. You endowed with virtue would never obtain such troubles. Since there is absence of calamity for Ravana and misfortune occur to you, the result of vice is obtained through virtue and the result of virtue is obtained through the vice. The contraries of each other have changed the roles with each other. Will the fruit of virtue be obtained through virtue and fruit of vice through vice, if that in whom unrighteousness is rooted or enjoyed with the fruit of unrighteousness alone? People showing trust in unrighteousness would be deprived of the fruit of virtue. The fruit of virtue alone would have accrued to those who administer righteousness through that virtue. Since prosperity of those in whom unrighteousness is rooted dwell, while those who have a conduct of virtue suffer. Hence these two, virtue and vice, are useless. O Rama, if sinful doers are killed by their own vice, that unrighteousness, as it does in the act of killing, will be forthwith destroyed. Whom will that unrighteousness destroy, which is destroyed in the course of 3 seconds? Or if a man is killed by a recourse to a ritual prescribed in the scripture, or kills another by recourse to such a ritual, that destiny alone which is engendered by that ritual is tainted by that sinful act and not the agent. O Rama, the destroyer of adversaries, it is not clear how prosperity can be reached by righteousness, which has never known how to retaliate. Hence, righteousness seems to be non-existent. O chief among the virtues, if righteousness were really there, no evil whatever would have occurred to you as you react such a calamity. The hypothesis that the destiny engendered by virtue's act is healed is not proved. The utterness of such apparently incoherent words on the part of Lakshmana in a fit of agony on seeing Rama organized shows his agitation caused by love. Later on, as his grief subsides, Lakshmana himself says in verse below that he had given expression only to assuage the grief of Rama and spur him on to action. Or else, if righteousness becomes weak and godly as it surrenders to the might, it is my opinion that the righteousness which lacks strength and has been deprived of its capacity should no longer be pursued. Depend on might, as you do know on virtue. If the virtue is subordinate to might, thus giving up predominance of virtue. O tormentor of enemies, or else, if speaking truth were indeed a virtue, our lying father, who was merciless to you, was disunited from you, were you not bound by that announcement made by our father regarding your installation as the prince regent? O terminator of your enemies, had either righteousness or unrighteousness worth pursuing. Indra, the wielder of thunderbolt, would not have performed a sacrifice on killing a sage, Vishvarupa, son of Twasta. The story was narrated at length in Book 6, Discourse 9 of Srimad Bhagavata. O Rama, virtue destroys enemies. When united with might, something other than virtue. O Rama, a man does all of this according to his will. O Rama, in a pitiable condition, my opinion is that readiness consists in such recourse to both virtue and strength. The very roots of virtue in the form of earthly gain had been chopped off by you in that you scorned the sovereignty the other day by the treasure brought from place to place and augmented by means of various strategies. All the tasks are indeed fulfilled as the rivers flows from the mountains. All the tasks of a man of small intellect, bereft of his wealth, get a cessation as small rivers dirty up in summer season. Such a man brought up by comforts, renouncing wealth with an easy reach and seeking comfort, proceed to commit sinful act, and then evil in the form of punishment follows from it. Friends gather round him who has riches. Relatives stand by him who has riches. He alone is virile in the world who has riches. He alone is a learned man who has riches. He alone is a mighty man who has riches. He alone is a prudent man who has riches. He alone is a highly fortunate. He alone is a distinguished who has riches. O resolute one, I told you about those evils attendant on the realization of wealth, the ground on which you made the resolve to sacrifice the kingdom was not known to me. A man in whom the treasure abides, religious merits and wealth are obtained, all would be favorable to him. To the penniless man who has a desire for wealth and even hunting for wealth, it is not possible to attain wealth. O king, delight, senses, pleasure, pride, virtue, anger, peace, control of the senses, all these are attained from wealth. Those riches, due to renunciation of which worldly happiness of those practicing the path of virtue gets lost, are not seen in you any more than the planets are seen in the cloudy days. O valiant one, while you are in exile, faithful to the command of your father, your wife, who was more beloved than life itself, was stolen away by a demon. O valiant prince, I shall dispel with my exploits today that great agony caused by Indrajit. Therefore, rise, O Rama. O the foremost among men, O the long-armed one, O the firmly resolute one, arise. Why are you not knowing about yourself, who is the great soul and whose spirit is disciplined? O faultless one, on seeing the death of Sita and in rage rising to the favor for you, I shall completely destroy with my arrows Lanka with its chariots, elephants and horses along with Ravana. Thus, this is the 83rd chapter in Yuddha Kanda of Valmiki Ramayana, the first epic poem of India. Jai Shri Ram, Valmiki Ramayana. मेरे प्रभु राम जय जय राम, मेरे मन वसियो सीता राम. जय श्री राम, जय जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय जय. Chapter Sarga 84, Valmiki Ramayana. Yuddha Kandam, Introduction. Vibhishana comes to Lakshmana and beholds Rama having fallen into a swoon and lying in the lap of Lakshmana. Lakshmana informs Vibhishana that on hearing the words of Hanumana saying that Sita was killed by Indrajit, Rama fell into a swoon, telling Rama the secret of conjuring trick projected aside by Indrajit in killing an illusory image of Sita. Vibhishana assures him of Sita as being still alive and urges him to send Lakshmana with an army to the sanctuary of Nukumbhila. While Lakshmana, who was so fond of his brother, was consoling Rama, Vibhishana, keeping the troops of Simian army in their respective position, arrived there. That Vibhishana, surrounded by 4 warriors, wielding many types of weapons and who were chiefs of troops, looking like heaps of black collodium and who were appearing like elephants, approached Lakshmana, who was totally engrossed in sorrow, and saw the monkeys also, whose eyes were filled with tears. Vibhishana also saw the great sword Rama, the delight of Inkishvaku dynasty, fallen into a swoon and resting on the lap of Lakshmana. On seeing the embarrassed Rama, tormented with grief, that Vibhishana, distressed as he was in spirits with agony inside, asked him, "What is this?" Fixing his gaze on Vibhishana's face and looking at Sugriva and those monkeys, Lakshmana, with tears pouring down, spoke the following words with a splendid meanings. "O gentle sir, just on hearing through the word of Hanumana saying that Sita was killed by Indrajit, Rama entered into a swoon. Intercepting the narrating Lakshmana in the middle, Vibhishana spoke the following amply meaningful words to Rama, who was in an unconscious state. I hold that which you have been told by Hanumana with a sorrowful temper, O ruler of men, to be observed as the drying up of the sea. O the long arm, I know the design of the evil-minded Ravana towards Sita. He would never do killing of Sita. Even though begged by me, the well-wisher, several times to give up Sita, he did not heed that advice. It is neither possible even to see her by recourse to conciliation, nor by bestowing gifts, nor by showing dissension. How is it possible then by a war, by any other strategy? It is impossible. After reaching a sanctuary by name Nikumbhila, this Indrajit will pour oblation into the sacred fire. On returning after pouring oblation into the sacred fire, Indrajit will prove difficult to be overcome in battle, even by celestials, including Indra. Certainly, this conjuring trick in the form of killing an illusory living effigy of Sita was admitted by him, who was employing his magical art, expecting interruption by the prowess of the monkey there. While the sacrificial performance is not ended, we shall proceed to that place along with an army. O the foremost of men, give up this improper grief which has come upon you, seeing you tormented with grief. The entire army is sinking into despondency, very exalted as you are in courage. Stay you here, confident at heart, and send Lakshmana with us, who are taking an army along with us. This Lakshmana, the eminent prince, can make Indrajit abandon that act of sacrifice by employing his sharp arrows. Then he will be susceptible of being killed. Lakshmana's arrow, which are sharp and fiery, with a speed equal to the wings of a bird, can drink his blood like cruel birds. O the long-armed one, therefore dispatch Lakshmana, having auspicious body marks, even as Indra, the lord of celestials, employed the thunderbolt to kill Indrajit. O the best men, it is not appropriate to delay the killing of the enemy any further now. Therefore, grant permission to Lakshmana to destroy the enemy, as Indra would hurl his thunderbolt to destroy the enemies of celestials. If that Indrajit, the foremost of demons, completes the sacrifice, he would not be visible even to the celestials and the demons in battle. If he come with a desire to fight, after ending that sacrifice, the celestials also will feel a great suspicion on their own lives. Thus, this is the 84th chapter in Yuddha Kandas of Valmiki Ramayana, the first epic poem of India. Jai Shri Ram, Mere Prabhu Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Mere Man Vasiyo Sita Ram, Mere Man Vasiyo Sita Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram. Book 6, Yuddha Kanda, Books of War, Chapter Sarga 85, verses converted to UTF 8. Introduction. Vibhishana suggests Rama to send Lakshmana to kill Indrajit even before Indrajit completes the sacrificial fire in the sanctuary of Nikumbhila. Rama then asked Lakshmana to proceed with the battle along with the armies of Sagriva, Hanumana, Jambavana, and Vibhishana. Lakshmana proceeded to Nikumbhala along with Hanuman, Vibhishana, and Jambavana to kill Indrajit. Lakshmana, accompanied by Vibhishana, Angada, and Hanuman, penetrates that heterogeneous army of the enemies at the sanctuary of Nikumbhala. Hearing those words of Vibhishana, Rama, agonized as he was with grief, could not understand clearly what was spoken by that demons. Then Rama, the conqueror of the cities of enemies, leaning upon his courage, spoke to Vibhishana, who was sitting nearby and in front of the monkeys, as follows. O Lord of demons, I wish to hear again those of the words spoken by you. I desire to hear again whatever you intend to tell me. Hearing those words of Rama spoken very sadly, that Vibhishana, who was skilled in expression, again spoke his words gently as follows. Hero, Immediately after your orders, the marshalling of the troops was done by me in the manner as enjoined by you. All those armies were divided and positioned at all places. Even the commanders of those divisions were arrayed and distributed according to their ranks. O great Lord, I have to report to you something further. Listen to it while you are lamenting without any cause. We feel painful. We feel painful at our hearts. O King, abandon this lamentation and false grief which came to you. Let your worry, which augments the pleasure of your adversaries, be therefore abandoned. O hero, if you want to get back Sita, and if the demons are to be destroyed, raise up for the occasion. Keep yourself cheerful. O Rama, O mere Bhagwan, Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. O Rama, listen to my benign words of tell you. O Rama, listen to my benign words. I tell you this, Lakshmana, together with a large army should go soon to kill Indrajit, who reached Kumbhala with arrows as deadly as the serpentine poison released from his snake-like bow in battle. By the penance, Indrajit obtained a weapon called Brahmastra by way of a gift from Brahma, and also horses which are coursing at his will. That Indrajit, as such, along with his army, is reported to have reached Kumbhala. If he comes forth after completing his sacrificial act, know that all of us as killed. A boon was given by Brahma to that intelligent demon as follows. O Indrajit, that enemy of yours who strikes while you are marching with your bow drawn and while you have not arrived at Nikumbhala, or even while you have not offered oblations to the sacred fire, will prove to be the cause of your killing. O mighty Rama, give your command for killing of Indrajit. When he is killed, know that Ravana along with his associate troops also is killed. Hearing the words of Indrajit, Rama then spoke the following words. O Bhishna, O true prowess, know the conjuring trick of that terrific demons. That Indrajit is skilled in the use of the mystic missile presided over by Brahma. He is intelligent. He is a master of several conjuring tricks. He is so mighty that he can render unconscious in battle even the gods along with Varuna, the king of gods. O highly illustrious hero, while he drifts in the sky, ascending his chariots, his movement is not known to others, as the sun is not seen beneath a dense mass of clouds. Having known the thoroughness of the conjuring tricks of the evil-minded adversary, Rama spoke to the illustrious Lakshmana as follows. O Lakshmana, you accompanied by that entire army which stands at the disposal of the Sugriva, along with troops commanders with Hanuman as their head, and protected by Jambana, the Lord of Warriors, who will be accompanied by his army, kill that Indrajit, the prince of demons, rich in the power of conjuring tricks. The great-souled Vibhishana, who know all the conjuring tricks of Indrajit, along with his counselors will follow behind you. Hearing the words of Rama, Lakshmana of highly wonderful prowess, along with Vibhishana, took hold of his excellent bow. The joyous Lakshmana, who was prepared for the combat clad in an armor, wielding a sword and arrows, wearing his bows in his left hand, and having touched Rama's feet in salutation, spoke as follows. Today the arrows raised from my bow, piercing Indrajit, will drop into the city of Lanka as swans descend into a lord's pond. Now itself my arrows discharged from the bow, sting of this great bow, duly splitting his terrific body, will blow him away. Thus, speaking in front of his brother, that resplendent Lakshmana quickly marched forward with an intent to kill Indrajit. Offering salutation to the feet of his brother and doing circumambulation to that, Lakshmana went to the sanctuary named Nikumbhala, which was protected by Indrajit. Having obtained the blessing from the brother, the glorious Lakshmana, the prince quickly sallied forth along with Vishnu. Then Hanumana, accompanied by many, 1,000 of monkeys, and Vishnu along with his counselors went behind Lakshmana. That Lakshmana, quickly surrounded by a large army of monkeys, saw the army of Jamban also stationed in the way. After covering a long distance, that Lakshmana, the delight to his friends, saw the army of Ravana ranged in battle array from a distance. Duly arriving at Nikumbhala, that foe, conquering Lakshmana, stood bow in hand to conquer that Indrajit, the possessor of conjuring tricks in conformity with Brahma's ordinance. The valiant Lakshmana stood there along with Vibhishana, the heroic Angada, and Hanumana, the son of wind god. Lakshmana penetrated that heterogeneous army of enemies, resplendent with spotless weapons, thick with ensigns and abundant with huge chariots, exceedingly impenetrable, very terrific, with unimaginable swiftness, even as one would enter a thick veil of darkness. Thus, this is the 85th chapter in Yuddha's Kand of Valmiki Ramayana, the first epic poem of India. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Valmiki Ramayana का 85वां सर्ग समाप्त हुआ. Valmiki Ramayana, chapter 86, Sarga 86, verses converted to UTF. Introduction. Valmiki Ramayana, Yuddha Kandam. On the advice of Vishnu, Lakshmana releases a multiple of arrow towards Indrajit. A fight ensues between bears, monkeys, and demons. Hearing the terrible noise of the battle, Indrajit discontinues his sacrificial rite and enters the battlefield. Hanuman, with the trees as weapons, plays havoc among the demons and challenges Indrajit to a duel. Lakshmana catches sight of Indrajit coming in his chariots. In that situation, Vibhishana then spoke the following words, which were hostile to the enemies and advantage to the Lakshmana. Let this army of demons, which is seen here, dark as cloud, be quickly engaged in battle by the monkeys, choosing rocks as their weapons. O Lakshmana, make an effort to break this mighty army. When this army is destroyed, Indrajit also will become visible. You as such rush forward quickly, gushing out arrows equal to Indra's thunderbolt on the enemies, so long as this sacrificial act of Indrajit is not actually carried through. O hero, make a short work of Indrajit, the evil-minded, who is interested in performing conjuring tricks, who is unjust, engaged in cruel acts, and who brings fear to all the worlds. Hearing the words of Vishnu, Lakshmana having auspicious marks, showered forth streams of arrows in the direction of Indrajit. Bears and monkeys who fight was gigantic trees rushed towards that army of demons drawn up in battle array. The demons too, with an intent to kill the monkeys in battle, attacked them with sharp arrows, swords, spears, and javelins. That tumultuous battle between the monkeys and the demons rendered Lanka noisy on all sides with its great uproar. The sky was covered with weapons of various shapes, sharp arrows, trees, and tossed mountain tops. Those demons of ugly faces and arms hurling weapons on the monkeys created a great fear. Even the monkeys too struck and killed all the demons in the battle with various types of trees and mountain peaks. A great fear dwelt among the demons who were fighting with mighty leaders of bears and monkeys endowed with colossal bodies. Hearing that his own army being tormented by the enemies was dejected, that unconsiderable Indrajit left off without performing the sacrificial rite. That Indrajit, coming out from the gloominess of the trees, ascended his firmly yoked chariot, which had already been united. That awful Indrajit, armed with the terrific bow and arrows, looking like a mass of black coloring with his blood-red eyes, appeared like the destructive death. Just on seeing Indrajit being on a chariot, that army of demons with a terrific speed turned back, wishing to fight with Lakshmana. At that time, Hanuman, the destroyer of enemies, looking like a mountain, uplifted and absolutely unparalleled large tree, consuming that army of demons as fire at the time of universal delusion. The aforesaid monkey made that army unconscious on the battlefield with many trees. Immediately on seeing Hanuman destroying their army, rapidly thousands of demons hurled weapons on him. Approaching Hanuman looking like a mountain, the demons bearing pointed pikes struck him from all sides with pikes, those carrying swords in their hand with swords, those carrying javelins in their hand with javelins, with iron rod with maces, those armed with sharp-edged spears, with spears, as also with bright-looking spears, with hundreds of cylindrical wooden pieces studded with iron spikes, with steel hammers, with awful axes, with slings for the winged stone, with their thunderbolt like firsts and slaps which fell like flashes of lightning. Then the enraged Hanuman made a colossal destruction of those demons. That Indrajit saw Hanuman, the foremost of monkeys, looking like a mountain, fearlessly killing his enemies. He spoke the following words to his charioteers: Take the chariot to the place where that monkey is standing. If we neglect him, he will surely destroy our demons. Hearing the words of that Indrajit, the charioteer went carrying that very unconquerable Indrajit sitting in the chariot to the place where Hanuman was there. Coming close to Hanuman, that unconquerable Indrajit hurled swords, sharp-edged spears, and axes on the head of Hanuman. Perceiving those terrible weapons that Hanumana spoke, seized as he was with great rage, the following words: O evil-minded Indrajit, if you are valiant, fight with me. Coming nearer to Hanuman, you will not return alive. O foolish fellow, if you enter into a duel with me, fight with your arms, withstand my force in the battlefield, then you will be considered as the best among the demons. Vibhishana told Lakshmana in the following words that while with bow upraised, Indraji sought to kill Hanuman. Having seated in a chariot, Indrajit, who conquered Indra, is seen to kill Hanuman. O Lakshmana, kill that Indrajit with your terrific courage of incomparable workmanship, which ward off the enemies and putting an end to their lives. Hearing the words of Vishnu, who was fearful to his adversaries, the great-souled Lakshmana saw Indrajit, who closely resembled a mountain, seated in the chariot of terrific strength and who was difficult to approach. Thus, this is the 86th chapter in the Yuddha Kanda of Valmiki Ramayana, the first epic poem of India. जय श्री राम वाल्मीकि रामायण का 86 सर्ग समाप्त हुआ युद्ध कांड का. Chapter 87, Sarga 87 of Yudhkan verses converted to UTF, Valmiki Ramayana introduction. Vibhishana takes Lakshmana to the place where Indrajit is performing the sacrificial rite. He advises Lakshmana to destroy Indrajit even before he finishes the sacrificial rite at a banyan tree. Indrajit sees Vibhishana there and starts talking harsh words to him, saying that he had ditched him by bringing Lakshmana to that place. Vishnu replies that because of Ravana's vices, he has left him and joined Rama's side. He further added that Indrajit and his army will not survive under the range of Lakshmana's arrows. After speaking to him as aforesaid, Vishnu, taking Lakshmana, who held a bow in his hand, felt rejoiced and hastened away. Moving not very distant from there and entering an extensive thicket, Vishnu showed to Lakshmana the place where Indrajit was going to pour oblation into the sacred fire. The glorious Vibhishana showed a terribly looking banyan tree appearing like a blaze cloud and spoke as follows. After offering oblations to the spirits at this place, the mighty Indrajit proceeded to the battle afterwards. Therefore, these demons become easily some enemies in battle and bind some with his excellent arrows. Destroy that mighty Indrajit along with his chariot, horses, and charioteers by releasing your blazing arrows, even while he has not reached the banyan tree. That greatly brilliant Lakshmana, a delight of his friend, saying so, he took a stand there, twanging his bow at full length. That Indraji, the son of Ravana, clad in armor, armed with a sword, and distinguished by his ensign, appeared in a fire-colored chariot. that highly splendid Lakshmana spoke to that Indrajit the decision sage Pulastya, who had never been conquered before, as follows: I am inviting you for a fight. Give a battle to me in a right manner. Thus spoken by Lakshmana, Indrajit with a great brilliance and high-mindedness, seeing Vibhishana there, spoke the following harsh word to him. O demon, you are born and brought up here. You are a direct brother to my father and a paternal uncle to me. How can you be hostile to a son? O corrupted fellow and user of retiness, consanguinity is not a norm for you, nor friendliness, nor pride of birth, nor a brotherly feeling, nor a right conduct. O evil-minded one, you are pitiable and deserve to be reproached by the virtuous in that having abundant your own kind, you have entered into the service of our enemy. You are not recognizing the great difference because of your feeble mind. Where is living together with one's own kindred, and where is taking refuge with the low kind of enemies? Opponents may be virtuous ones. Own kindred may not be virtuous, but a relation, though bereft of merit, is preferable. An enemy is indeed ever an enemy. He who, abandoning his own side, takes सियावर राम जय जय राम, मेरे प्रभु राम जय जय राम, मेरे मन वसियो सीताराम, जय जय राम जय 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 राम, सियावर राम जय जय राम, जय मेरे प्रभु राम, जय श्री 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 राम, जय जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय जय श्री राम. जय श्री राम. He who, abandoning his own side, takes sides with adversity, is killed after his own kinsmen are destroyed just by those people of the other side. O Indraji, the demon, the ruthlessness thus shown by you and the maintenance exhibited by you and bringing Lakshmana here could be possible only by you, our own kindred. Hearing the words of Indrajit, his brother's son, Vishnu replied, O demon, why do you speak previously as though you are not aware of my nature? O Indrajit, the wicked one, O Indrajit, the wicked one, at least out of respect for the elders, abandon your harshness. Even if I am born in demonic race, which does cruel acts, my nature is godliness, which is prime virtue of Hanuman's beings, human beings, and it is not demonical. I neither delight in cruel acts nor rejoice in unvirtuous acts. How can I, brother, be driven away by his brother, even if the former nature is different? Renouncing a man of sinful resolve, whose conduct had deviated from righteousness, one attains happiness as one shakes off a venomous serpent from his hand. The wise men say that an evil-natured fellow who is intent on taking away others' property and lustfully touches another's wife is worth shunning as one of abundance a horse in flames. Their faults produce destruction, taking away others' property, lustfully touching another's wife, and excessive distrust with one's friends. These faults which destroys one's life and lordship, killing great sages, terribly waging war against all celestials, arrogance, becoming angry very easily, quarrelsomeness, ill will have concealed the good qualities of my elder brother as the clouds conceal the view of mountains. Because of these vices, Ravana, your father, and my brother has been abandoned by me. Neither will the city of Lanka will exist any longer, nor you nor your father. O demons, you can talk to me as you like, since you are arrogant, foolish, indisciplined, and cowed as you are in the noose of death. Oh, the worst of demons, you got this calamity here because you spoke harsh words to me today. You cannot reach the banyan tree any longer. It is not possible for you to survive on taking Lakshmana. You fight with Lakshmana, the Lord of men, in the battlefield. After being killed, you will do sacred work in the abode of Yama, the god of death, who spent away all your weapons and arrows by showing your own augmented strength. Reaching the range of Lakshmana's arrow, you will not indeed return alive with your army today. Verse located for Book 6, Yuddha Kanda, Book of War 87. Thus, this is the 87th chapter in the Yuddha Kanda of Valmiki Ramayana, the first epic poems of India. Yuddha Kanda, Valmiki Ramayana, Sarga 88, chapter 88. Introduction. A first battle of archery starts between Indrajit and Lakshmana. Indrajit strikes Lakshmana with 7 arrows, Hanuman with 10 arrows, and Vishnu with 100 of arrows, almost at the same time. In retaliation, Lakshmana strikes Indrajit with a multiple of arrows, and Indrajit's armor breaks up into pieces. Indrajit, in response, strikes Lakshmana with 1,000 of arrows and breaks up Lakshmana's armor. A first fight ensued for a long time. Meanwhile, Vishnu joined the battlefield to relieve Lakshmana's fatigue. Hearing the words of Vishnu, Indrajit was excited with a rage, spoke harsh words, and rushed forward in the fury. Indrajit was looking like a Yama, the Lord of Death at the time of dissolution of the world, sitting in a well-decorated and distinguished chariot, yoked with black horses, having upraised sword and weapons, reaching a big, terrific, enormous, strong, and swift bow, and laying hold of arrows which can torment the enemies. The mighty, the destroyer of adversaries, the wielding a large bow, fully adorned and seated in a chariot, saw that Lakshmana, who was embellished with his own splendor. Indrajit hurriedly spoke to those foremost of her monkeys and to this Lakshmana, who ascended Hanuman's back with the splendor of the sun shining on Mount Udaya, and also with Vishnu as follows. You behold my prowess now. Now you can face an unconquerable stream of arrows, like rain released in the sky and discharged from my bow in the battlefield. Today my arrows released from my large bow will destroy your bodies as fire consume a pile of cotton. Today I will send all of you to the world of Yama, the Lord of Death, by piercing you with my sharp arrows and hurling the pikes, javelins, and lances on you. Who can stand before me while I release streams of arrows with my swift hand in battle, thundering like a cloud? Earlier on that day, in a nocturnal battle, both of you, along with Sugriva and other followers, were made unconscious by my arrows, which were like thunderbolts and tips of missiles, as also you were made to fall down on the floor. Do you not have that remembrance? I presume clearly that you are on the road to Yama, the Lord of Death, since you have come to give battle to me, enraged as I am like a venomous serpent. Enraged in hearing that roaring of Indrajit, Lakshmana then spoke the following word with a courteous countenance. O demons, it has been proclaimed by you about the successful conclusion of your task, even though it is difficult to achieve them. He alone is clever, whoever carries through his undertaking in practice. O evil-minded one, you are thinking that you have accomplished your end by proclaiming through word alone the achievement of your end, which is difficult to attain for anyone, though you as such lack in capacity to achieve your purpose. The path which was followed on that day by you becoming invisible in the battlefield is the one trodden by thieves and is not the path so followed by valiant one. O demons, having reached the range of your arrows, I am standing before you. Therefore show your prowess today. Why should you brag with your words? Hearing those words, the mighty Indrajit, victorious in battle, reaching his terrific bow, released sharp arrows from it. Duly reaching Lakshmana, the arrows released by Indrajit, which rushed with great speed and were as deadly as the venom of serpents, fell like the hissing of the snakes. The swift Indrajit, the son of Ravana, with his arrow of very great velocity, in that battle struck Lakshmana, who was endowed with auspicious body marks. That glorious Lakshmana, drenched in blood with his body very much wounded by arrow, shone like a smokeless flame. Mulling over his own feet, Indrajit for his part, approaching Lakshmana and emitting an exceedingly loud roar, spoke the following words. The sharp-edged and deadly arrows with their wings released from my bow will now take your life. O Lakshmana, let a number of jackals, multitude of hawks and vultures descend upon you. When struck down by me, you are dead. The exceedingly evil-minded Rama now itself can see you, a mere Kshatriya military class only for a namesake, evil, ignorable, and his devoted brother killed by me. O Lakshmana, Rama will see you struck down by me today with your armor dropped on bow. thrown about and head dismantled. Lakshmana, understanding the sense of the world, replied in the following logical words to the enraged Indraji, thus speaking harshly, O evil-minded one, give up strength of speech in your empty words. O Doman, you are doing cruel acts. Why do you indulge in such idle talk? Make it active with your good work. O Domans, without performing that act, why do you boast yourself here? Perform that act by which I can believe your brag. O the worst of persons, without speaking even a few harsh words, without abusing you and without bragging in myself low, I will kill you. The speaking Lakshmana, stretching 5 steel arrows up to the ear, dug them into the diamonds of chest with a great speed. The arrows, blazing like serpents and feathered with fine plumes, shone like sun rays in that demon's chest. Struck with arrows by Lakshmana, that enraged Indrajit burst in return 3 arrows well directed towards Lakshmana. That fight between Lakshmana, the foremost among men, and Indrajit, the foremost among demons, who wished to conquer one over the other in battle, was most terrific and tremendous. Both were endowed with strength, both were distinguished for their prowess, both were exceedingly difficult to conquer and fearless in strength and courage. Those 2 heroes who were difficult to overcome in battle fought at that moment like 2 planets figuring in the sky, and like Indra and Vritra, the demons. Then the 2 warriors who were engaged in releasing several streams of arrows fought like 2 lions. Lakshmana, the foremost among humans, and Indrajit, the foremost among demons, fought with rejoice. Thereupon, Lakshmana, the terminator of enemies, fitting his arrows to his bow, released arrows on Indrajit, hissing like an enraged serpent. Hearing the twang of bows, sting of Lakshmana, Indrajit, the chief of demons, became pale-faced and fixed his gaze on Lakshmana. Seeing Indrajit, the son of Ravana, pale-faced, Vibhishana spoke as follows to Lakshmana, who was fully absorbed in the fight. O the long-armed Lakshmana, I infer on the strength of the indications which I see in the Indrajit that he is disappointed. There is no doubt about it. Make haste. Thereupon, fitting to his bow sharp arrows, resembling poisonous snakes, Lakshmana discharged those arrows which looked like serpents full of venom to him. Hit by Lakshmana with arrows which invaded all his senses, like the hit of Indra's thunderbolt, Indrajit become stupefied for a moment, regaining his consciousness within a moment with his senses restored. That Indra saw the valiant Lakshmana engaged in the battle. With blood-red eyes in anger, Indrajit walked towards Lakshmana. Approaching Lakshmana, he again spoke the following harsh words to him. Don't you remember my prowess in the first encounter when you along with your brother was bound by me and you wriggled on the floor? At first, both of you along with your foremost warriors in the major encounter were indeed laid down unconscious on the ground by my arrows, which were equal to Indra's thunderbolt. The fact that you desire to attack me means that I neither the remembrance of it no longer gets in you or I presume you desire to go clearly to the god of Yama and god of death. If my prowess was not witnessed by you in the first encounter, I will show it today. Stand ready for it now. Thus speaking, he struck Lakshmana with the 7 arrows and Hanuman with 10 excellent sharp-edged arrows. Then the valiant Indrajit with anger and with twice as much vehemence wounded Vibhishana with 100 well-aimed arrows. Seeing that he accompanied by Indraji, yet discarding it, deriding it by saying, "This is nothing, this is noting and striking up terrific arrows." The fearless and enraged Lakshmana, the younger brother of Rama and foremost among men, then discharged them against Indrajit in battle. O demons, heroes who came to battle, do not strike like this. These arrows of yours are light, weak, and mild indeed. Warriors who wish to win in battle, do not fight like this. Thus speaking, Lakshmana, the wielder of a bow, streamed forth arrows on him. A large golden armor broken to pieces by Lakshmana's arrows slipped down in the middle of chariots like a cobweb of stars falling from the sky. The valiant Indrajit with his armor disheveled by the steel arrows was wounded in the battle and looked like the sun at dawn. Thereafter, the valiant Indrajit of terrific prowess was enraged and wounded Lakshmana with 1,000 arrows in the battle. The large celestial armor of Lakshmana broke into pieces. The two warriors vied with each other in a offense and retaliation in their attack. Those two warriors, with their entire bodies incinerated in combat, smeared with blood all round and breathing heavily, fought the battle tumultuously. Those mighty warriors, skilled in warfare, were cutting through each other for a long time with sharp arrows. Those two heroes of terrific prowess stay on strenuously trying to secure their own victory, covered as they were all over with multitude of arrows, as also their armor and standards torn to pieces. They stood emitting hot blood as two waterfalls gushing hot water. Much of a time lapsed while the two warriors fought, losing a terrific stream of arrows. Then with an awful clamor, like two dark, destructive clouds raining from the sky, they neither turned their back from the battle nor experienced any fatigue. Displaying their missiles again and again, the two warriors who were excellent among those skilled in the use of missiles fastened a network of arrows, both large and small, in the sky. Loosing their arrows faultlessly, gracefully, and easily in a wonderful way, both the man and the demon carried on a tumultuous and terrific war. Their terrific and tumultuous sound could be heard one by one repeatedly. That sound created a tremble in people like a violent thunderstorm. That clamor of those two warriors who were engaged thus in the martial act resembled the rumbling of two dreadful thundering clouds in the sky. Those two mighty and glorious warriors who were determined to gain victory over one another, mounted with the golden shafted steel arrows, were profusely giving out blood. Fallen on their limbs, the golden shafted arrows dropped on the battlefield, smeared with the blood and burst into the surface of the earth. some more arrows released by those two warriors clashed in thousand with a sharp weapon in the sky and shattered and tore them. The terrific pile of arrows in battle appeared like a mass of sacred kusha grass by the side of two blazing fires at the sacrifice. The wounded bodies of those two mighty warriors shone like Kimsuka and Shalmali silk cotton trees in full blossom, deprived of leaves. Indrajit and Lakshmana, who were time and again wishing to attain victory, one over the other, carried out tumultuous and terrific battle. In the combat, Lakshmana was striking Indrajit and Indrajit was striking Lakshmana. Both of them were striking each other and did not experience any weariness. With a multitude of arrows dug deep into their bodies, those two warriors of great prowess and swiftness shone like two mountain shooting foes plants from them. At the time, all their limbs, dampened with blood and thickly covered with arrows, shone very much like blazing fire. A lot of time lapsed. In the meanwhile, past the two warriors, they neither turned their back from the battle nor experienced any fatigue. Then, to relieve martial weariness of Lakshmana, who did not experience defeat in any facet of war, the great souled Vibhishana, offering agreeable and salutary words, took up his position on reaching the battlefield. Thus, this is the 88th chapter in Yuddha Kanda of Valmiki Ramayana, the first epic poem. 88वां सर्ग पूरा वाल्मीकि राजा राम मेरे प्रभु राम जय जय राम राजा राम मेरे प्रभु राम जय जय राम जय श्री राम मेरे प्रभु राम जय जय राम जय श्री राम मेरे प्रभु राम जय जय राम जय श्री राम मेरे प्रभु राम जय जय राम राजा राम जय श्री राम बोल श्री रामचंद्र जी महाराज की जय, मेरे प्रभु राम की जय। वर्षन ना मिलने से जैसे भी मेरे को, क्योंकि मैंने वाल्मीकि रामायण को कंप्लीट करने का संकल्प किया हुआ है जल रखकर, चीनी रखकर, तो कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि वाल्मीकि रामायण का ये 6वां युद्ध कांड, तुलसीदास जी रामायण में लंका कांड है, ये युद्ध कांड है, इसके बाद उत्तराकांड है। ये लंबे बहुत है, 128 सर्ग हैं। रोज के मसे ही 5, 6, 8, 10 होते हैं, बड़ा जोर लगाना पड़ता है। तो मैं व्यूअर को, जो राम जी के भक्त हैं, उनको बेनती करता हूँ, मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, व्यू कीजिए और कमेंट कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए। जय श्री राम भूल चुक माफ करना। जय श्री राम जी का आशीर्वाद सारे वर्ल्ड पे बना रहे। जय श्री राम।